Yo, yo.
Yo.
Welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. What's good with you, Chen?
My guy, I'm good, man. Life is good.
What's good about life?
Man, the sun's still coming up every once in a while. I still got all my limbs. Still got my eyesight, my taste buds still working.
Since you've been here, have you seen the sun?
Yeah.
Or was it been?
I see it right now.
No, it's cloudy outside. This ain't no sun outside.
Oh, you mean like sun?
Yeah.
I don't. Probably not. No.
Yeah, okay.
Cause it rained. Yeah, it's been raining and cloudy for the last 3 days.
I expect that for another 3 days. Welcome home, brother. Life is beautiful, man. Life is very complicated. It's kind of strange. And since you've been gone, there's been some discussions going on that I want to involve you in and so forth.
Yeah.
I want to Valentine's Day just passed about a month ago, and there was an Ebony magazine of the Jonathan Majors because Creed was coming out, and he's like the new mega star that they are promoting. He's good. You may know him from Lovecraft Country. He did good in that. I like him in Creed 3. He did very good in Creed 3. I like him in Low Key. I like him. I didn't see Ant-Man, and I think this movie's called The Harder They Fall or something like that on Netflix that came out.
That was a good movie, man.
It was pretty good. It's pretty good. But he kind of made some folks feel some type of way with the cover of his Ebony magazine, how he was posing and what he was wearing. And one tweet that I want to point out specifically is from I believe Dr. Boyce Watkins is his name. And the tweet says, "Ladies, this is how Hollywood defines black masculinity. That's why so many of your men are defeated and weak." And I'm gonna post a picture. And
I just got it.
You just got it? It's
That
was it deep?
Man, that was next level.
And I guess
Defeated and weak. That's why I'm defeated and weak.
that's why you are defeated and weak.
I just realized.
Oh man. And I just find it interesting that before I get into my thoughts, do you have any thoughts about that tweet in general before I ask my question? Or do you want me to ask my question first?
It aligns with a lot of the major talking points that a lot of guys are pushing nowadays.
What is masculinity?
Don't know.
To you. So to you, it's not just one thing. You really can't pinpoint it to a definition, really?
Everybody has their own stupid definition. I don't really know.
That's honest. Do you feel like you're masculine?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I think to certain people I am. There's certain things that I'm just not going to play the game of whose stick is better or bigger. Like I'm just not, You're
you.
I think, I think there's certain things that I do that people probably don't see as masculine, like yoga or salsa dancing. But there's other people that love men that,
But some would say that you
salsa
being 100% yourself, not caring what people may think or not getting into the stick measuring contest is masculine because you are your own independent.
And some would say that that's not masculine because men like to compete.
But you are a competitor.
Yeah, in some things, but I don't watch sports.
But you're not competitive against other men, basically. You're just competitor in things like like running, maybe.
Maybe I don't know. But they said men like sports. I don't like sports. They said
I find it very interesting because I looked at the picture and I looked at the pictures, and obviously at least for this month of February or the issue that it was out, Jonathan Majors was quote unquote sex symbol. The women loved him because it just he just worked out for Creed and things like that. So his body's in amazing shape, real buff. So I find the optics very strange that Dr. Boyce Watkins would say that about him, because I'm like, are you only saying this because it's a buff black man, it's a big black man, a strong black man, and the powers that be is making him wear pink, is making him wear what is that thing called, a boa or whatever it's called, the feather jacket, or like whatever the thing that's not like they didn't choose to put him in a black leather jacket and a black hat with black shades and gold chains. They made a tough looking guy look soft, and I guess that was the point that he was trying to get to. Like, why you put him in pink? How come you put him in black and silver, black and gold? You get what I'm saying? Purple and gold if you want to make it sci-fi, or like whatever. Why you had to put him in pink? Because pink defines like masculinity, like
at one time it did.
It did until like somebody
it
broke
used
it.
to be a very strong color for men, and it used to be the go-to color for men. Pink used to be a strong color, and somehow it got flipped, and now it's a woman color. And then I guess back. People trying to bring it back. So yeah, I mean, things change. I don't know, like this whole definition, even like the whole dress thing. I don't know why people so up in arms, like, they're trying to make men feminine. Like, yo, who cares if the man wearing a dress?
Oh, you actually talk about like a dress. You ain't
I'm talking about a real dress.
Okay, you ain't talking about how like men dress.
People be like so up in arms. Like, do you want to wear a dress?
No.
Okay then. See how easy that is? I don't like wearing suits. I don't wear suits.
But then again, I'm not Jonathan Majors. So, like me, my one decision would be isolated compared to them doing it to somebody else, going off of just playing devil's advocate, them doing it to somebody else who has influence, who people can see and want to be.
If every man started wearing a dress and it was a manly thing, what would be the harm?
What would be the what? Say it again.
Harm. If men started wearing dresses, all of them, like that was a go-to. Instead of like slacks, men started wearing dresses. What would be the harm?
It wouldn't be a harm. It wouldn't be a physical harm.
What would be the harm, period? Mental, physical, emotionally, spiritual.
It wouldn't be a harm to me.
What would be the harm? Period. To society, to anything.
I don't see one.
So I don't understand why people be so up in arms. Like, there's things that people identify with as men because that's how they grew up. But things change.
But let's not act so naive and act so what's the word? Let's not act so deep and act like, at least from my perspective, I guess I speak for me, that we don't have an idea, right or wrong, what a masculine man look like. At least for me, when I speak, even though you may say like I don't really care, I don't know if you always felt that way. For me, when it comes to masculinity, like one thing that comes to mind is, can you defend yourself and can you defend others? Because off top, that's going to put you on a rank against other men off top. Because for one, in society, men are taught to believe that they are the protectors of women. They are protectors of their family. They always say women and children first. We're going to get them out. We're going to protect them first. The man is usually taught to fend for himself. So more times than not, I don't want to act so deep to where I don't act like I did not feed into those societal definitions at one point of my life.
I still do. The thing is, things change.
Okay.
And I think the hardest part, like even like tight jeans. I remember tight jeans when I was young. Like that wasn't a thing men did. That was the thing only women did. And then tight jeans became the thing. Now tight jeans is for what old men do. Like if you have tight jeans as a man, they think you like 30, 40 plus. Well, you probably are 30, 40 plus.
When you say tight jeans, you talk about like skinny jeans as well?
Skinny jeans, yeah, okay. Yeah. Skinny jeans, slim jeans. Like the kids now, they're like, oh, that's what old men do.
I have no idea what kids wear these days.
Me either, but that's the thought process. Like skinny jeans, tight jeans, slim jeans. That's what old men do. But at one point, no man did that. And so it's like, what is this like definition? You just gotta let society define these things, and then live your life. Wear the clothes you like. Like this whole like I'll probably never wear a dress. And that's not my type. I don't like things free and I don't like wind up there. Like I like get clothes. So, but that's my personal preference. This man wearing pink or whatever and being, his chest exposed with boot pants. I'm like, all right, even if even if it was kind of whatever, who cares?
But I think you're saying who cares because you don't care. I think his argument or people's argument is talking about Boyce. I'm going off of Boyce.
Okay.
Right? Many times now we can't use our sensibilities because I don't care either.
Okay.
But I'm not easily influenced by everybody.
Okay.
I'm not easily influenced by most people. But more times than not, it's not for you if you're not influenced by it.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's their argument of basically like this is what they try to do to us. They didn't say him. They didn't make it an isolated thing to where it's like this is what they trying to do to Jonathan or this is what they trying to do with whoever's doing this or wearing that. They basically say this is what they try to do to us because they saying that when they see this, you're going to influence the masses to follow along to attack our emasculinity. They don't see it as an isolated thing of, oh, who cares if he wants to wear a dress? They not saying it as an isolated thing. They saying it as a attack to you, even though you may not recognize it or see the attack.
To women, but
to women, how so?
They say, wasn't he talking to black women?
He was talking about an attack.
This is why your men are weak and defeated.
Okay, aside, women called us straight in that, yes, as well, yes.
He was addressing black women when he was talking. He was like, "Hey, this is why your men are, defeated and weak." I'm like, all right. I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion. So, like, if he feels like that's the case, cool. To me, he has to prove it. Like, you have to prove that this is actually affecting him. Like, I don't see nobody dressing like this guy. Nobody dressed like Jonathan Majors.
No.
And I never seen people.
I never seen people dress like a photo shoot out in normal walking
anywhere.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't really see a lot of people, men that I know, just look up to like movie actors.
Okay.
Like nobody's like, oh yeah, I want to be just like him. Usually they are a musician that turn into a movie actor or they're a comedian or whatever. Unless you are an actor, right? I never seen somebody be like, even now, I never seen anybody be like, oh, yo, Jonathan Majors, that's the guy I want to be. But then again, I might not be a kid. Maybe the kids are saying that.
And then you also got to understand, men don't communicate that way. Men don't come out and just say, I want to be that.
No, they say that about Drake. They say that about Kendrick.
It's very. They
say, oh, that's my favorite comedian. I write all my jokes just like that comedian.
I understand that. But usually you are attaching that to an art of saying, I want to be like Drake. Mm-hmm. I want to be like Kendrick, pertaining to the art. Not so much. It's not a lot of times I hear somebody say, I want to be like the person, like basically like the person outside the art. And things like that. Like Jonathan Majors, even though he's coming up into the game and he's on fire right now. Like he's on fire. He's not the like people would still say Denzel and stuff like that. People would still say like I want to act like Denzel.
Nobody says that though. I want to act like Denzel.
Nobody that I know of, no.
I never heard anybody say I want to be Denzel.
Okay.
That's like a.
But then again, I would challenge myself as well to say not a lot of people say they want to be like actors anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So this whole idea that this guy, Jonathan Majors, is influencing black males I'm like, when has an actor ever influenced a black male? Maybe 1 or 2, but 1 or 2 out of how many black males? Not that many. Like, it's not that many black males that's like, oh yeah, I want to be an actor.
I think
I told that photo shoot.
But I think the subliminals that he is trying to hit on, which I don't agree with, he's trying to hit on, mind you, when Creed first started coming out, the buff, the muscles, and things like that, like
turned them on, huh?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying like when you show yourself to be strong,
okay,
and show yourself to be like, let's just keep it simple, strong and things like that. That's when people want to put you in pink. That's when people want to put you in weird pants boots or like whatever.
Pants boots are wild though.
That's when people want to put you.
Pants boots is wild.
That's when people want to put you in. Granted, I don't know fashion. I won't wear pants boots because I'm like that.
I even put that on
because I'm like, what if I want to just take off my shoes and I can't because that means I got to take off my pants too. But
that's wild, man.
But
you gotta get out of my house.
But it's kind of like, oh, the strongest guy, I guess, using people like Boyce Watkins, they always attribute things back to slavery, right?
Okay.
And they always say things like, "Oh yeah, the massa, they go break the strongest bull."
That's true.
That's why they can control that bull. They go castrate that bull and stuff like that. So I'm gonna bring that buff guy, that strong guy, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take his wife.
Wait, what?
Is that? I'm gonna take his wife. I'm gonna humiliate him. I'm gonna destroy him completely, physically and mentally,
Okay.
and things like that.
Is that's what he did to Jonathan?
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that whenever what they're trying to do, or what he's trying to say that they're doing, is that, oh, this is a big, strong black man. You know what we gonna do? We gonna put some femininity on you.
I'm gonna take your wife.
I don't think that's what he's doing.
We're gonna humiliate you.
I don't think that's what he's doing. I don't think he's married.
Yeah, I don't think. Anyways, but I think I guess that's a thing.
No,
I don't think that's.
Now listen. Even though I don't believe in that, I don't believe that's the case. I'm not naive to like that's what they mean. Like that's what they have, because they had a problem with, like, there was a thing back in the day, not too long ago, about black actors having to dress up as women to get success in that field.
They never bring up the white actors though.
But of course not. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, the white actors do it too.
I ain't gonna hold you. I only know Miss Doubtfire. That's the only female.
What about Jim Carrey? He always dresses up like as a woman.
Did he dress up as a woman?
Yeah.
Which one? Did he dress up as one as his main success?
What do you mean?
Like they always picking on Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry
Tyler Perry's a different entity.
He is Madea.
He's a different entity.
How so though?
Tyler Perry is not influencing black men
it's
to
not
dress
about,
up in dresses and be.
But it's not about influence. But it didn't. I think it's best to say it didn't influence you. But the minute that it took one person to put on a dress to be successful in the act, it took other people and they started doing it because they saw the success of one person. Then they saw the success of that person. Then they saw the success of that person. I'm not saying that that's right, but let's not act like that's not what's going on.
That's not what's going on.
I'm not talking about with Jonathan Majors. I'm talking about with how people view black masculinity. Jonathan Majors is amused. I'm not talking about Jonathan Majors. This is not about Jonathan Majors. This is about how people view, or quote unquote, the attack, as they've been saying, on black people's masculinity, black men's masculinity. So to where Martin can put on a dress, Tyler Perry can put on a dress, to where Dave Chappelle is saying, I will never put on a dress. Okay. To where you have other people that would debate and say, hey, I'll put on a dress if I have to. And they would say, like, why do I have to dress up as a woman to be successful when I could just be myself?
But how many people put on dresses and are successful? Like,
say it again. I'm sorry.
How many people are successful because they put on a dress?
I can't say many are not. I see the success of they made movies.
Will Smith, he put on a dress.
I don't know, man. But to act like there's not movies that's not the case.
You say Dave Chappelle didn't put on a dress,
and then also Dave Chappelle was away from Hollywood for over a decade as well.
The Chris Rock put on a dress.
He did dress up as a woman.
He did.
Yes. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
See, I ain't
100%. He did.
I didn't know that, but I didn't see it.
But the thing about, so that's why I'm like, just because it didn't affect you and you don't see it, let's not act like it's just like, oh, it just came out of nothing. It came out of something. I just don't believe that the something is real. It came out of something.
The same thing then.
No, I'm saying that people are not just pulling things out of thin air.
You don't think that something is real?
No, I'm saying, I think they're wrong. Is what I'm saying. I don't think black people's masculinity is so defined and so pinpoint on just strength, because they only measuring it to strength. Okay. They only measuring it to like, against femininity. Basically, if you act or dress too much like a woman, it's like, okay, you can't be masculine. That's the only way they're measuring it. Okay. And I don't agree with that.
So what we disagree on? We don't disagree.
I don't disagree, but I agree with what you're saying, but I don't disagree with where you're saying, like, I don't believe people will look at this and they ain't gonna think none of it. I think people will look at it and some will be influenced by it.
And say, I'm gonna define my masculinity by wearing a dress because I saw Chris Rock on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No, they can go the other way. They can go they can go extreme the other way because they want to so not be that.
Like Dave Chappelle.
not like Dave Chappelle, like red pill. We have a whole community of red pills.
Yeah, that ain't because men wearing dresses.
It doesn't have to be, but it's all defined in masculinity. You keep talking about one thing in dressing, but all of it is about masculinity. What does it mean to be a man? And one thing about a man is that quote unquote society at one point say men don't wear dresses, but now men wear dresses. But to red pill, they say we never gonna wear a dress. Men don't wear pink. Well, guess what? We ain't gonna red pill because in our masculinity, we gonna make a whole community based on our masculinity.
Yeah, but we having a deeper discussion. I thought we was talking about dressing influencing men, which I don't think that happens. But if you talking about why men are so involved and not involved, but so I guess passionate about defining what masculinity is because right now there is a shift. One in gender dynamics. That's one. Two, there's also a shift as what a man is supposed to be in society. Like for the longest time, man was supposed to be a provider and protector. Now women provide. And also we live in certain parts of the world in a much safer society where men don't need to be protectors. Women are in the army, women are in the Navy, women are in the all these other military factions.
But not more than men.
But they still in there. So it's like back in the day, it was just men.
Okay.
Women are in the police force. Why? Because technology allows almost anybody to be in a lot of, you don't have to be this fit, masculine, muscular man to be in these things. Because, most of the jobs that you have in a lot of these, what was deemed as only protection, manly jobs, could be done by women now. The same thing, and
basically just better equality, basically in some factors.
Not just better equality, just that there's a shift in what it means to be a man. At one time, a man did these things. Now, anybody could do those things. So, what does it mean to be a man if anybody could be those things, right? And so now people are like, well, what does it mean to be a man? Like 20, 30 years ago, nobody had this discussion. People knew what they were supposed to do. You're supposed to get a good job, get a wife, raise your family, make sure your family's great, and that was it. Now, man needs to worry about how to be emotional now, because that's
in.
It's not just in. If a woman doesn't need you to provide for them, what do you provide in a relationship? Can't just provide money. She don't need that no more. So you need to provide. Also, how can I communicate with you? How can I support you emotionally? How can I support you? How can I be vulnerable so you can support me? Like, what is there? There needs to be a deeper level of deeper level of intimacy than just me provide for you and you clean my house. So there's just this whole limbo for a lot of men, and a lot of men are trying to define what masculinity is because no longer can you just be born into this world and know what it means.
Is that why? At this stage, you don't know, and I don't really know or can't pinpoint what masculinity means to us specifically?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing in almost everything. What does it mean to be a woman? We got people saying you could be born biologically as a man, but you could shift, you could change, transform into a woman. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but you could transition into a woman. Now that's part about being a woman. A lot of people say a woman doesn't need to be submissive and staying at home. She could be powerful and a leader, and so that's now another definition of being a woman. Another definition of being a woman is somebody who is submissive, who is staying at home. So you have all these different definitions, and nobody really knows which definition to leech on. There's too many options. Now, it's the paradox of choice.
Now, this may sound wrong, but I think when it comes to genders between men and women, I think there's more nuance for women compared to. I don't think we are as men are that open and that forgiving to, even though it's cool, or not even cool, like you have to be open emotionally and communicate. You'll find that most men still don't. We still hold on to the old language and the old lingo of how things were when it comes to communicating, suppressing our feelings. With women, I feel like, based on what I've seen, there's more nuance. There's open to change to where they can be you know what? I can be powerful and I can be submissive and still be defined and be strong in my womanhood. You're not going to hear a lot of men say, I am not strong and I'm still a man. Like, one thing that's like I hear even from today, even to 10 years ago, to 20 years ago, to 30 years ago. Well, not 30 years ago because I'm only 31. But 20 years ago is that to be a man, you got to be strong. Like it just, like, there's like no nuance for that. And how you define strength, yes, I guess you can bring stuff to it. But there's not a lot of, you're not going to hear a lot of nuance of, well, to be a man, I don't have to provide. To be a man, I don't have to be strong. And guess what? I'm still a man, or basically I'm still masculine. They be like, yeah, you're still a man, but like you're not big in your masculinity. You're just a man by, birth, but by definition of what we define in society, we're not going to respect you based on like what you're not and stuff like that. So I don't think there's a lot of nuance as you just listed for like women compared to how it is with men. I think with men, we're more strict and not as forgiving and not as open-minded to bring nuance to ways to define our masculinity differently.
Well, two things. Women have been working on this a lot longer than men.
Yeah, they're better at it.
I'm not saying they're better at it.
I would say so.
That's fair. But they've been working on it a lot longer, right? So they've been going through like women's rights, and there's been papers and journals and research on what does it mean to be a woman. Feminism been a thing for how many years now? Like, there's been over a century of work done to define what a woman is. Whereas right now, men are just waking up to like, oh damn, what does it mean to be a man? Like, we had this definition solidified for years, and now that definition is crumbling, and people don't know what that means. Like, okay, if this definition is not the right definition, or this definition is not the best way to live your life, okay, how do we either protect this definition from crumbling or redefine this definition? And that's what's going on right now. That's this first point.
I think both is happening, but go ahead.
The second point is, that's why a lot of men are depressed, because it's not as fluid. There's a lot less nuance. And because there's a lot less nuance, a lot of men, if they diverge from that definition of what it means to be a man, they don't feel happy enough. Mm-hmm. But then if they stay in the definition of being a man, they realize most women don't really need them. And so now there's this, definition of like, or not definition, there's these terms like modern woman, or, you know that you can't get a good woman nowadays, and all these different things. Or like, even there's guys now that say, I forgot what the exact term is, like men go their own way or something. And it's like, these men don't even want to deal with women. And that's a completely separate from incels. There's a lot of overlap. But so you have all these men who, because this definition is not, either they trying to live this definition, or this definition is not holding up, they don't really have a lot of choices. And the choices that they do have, they don't know how to like really be comfortable. So, for example, if you say, I'm not going to subscribe to what it means to be a man. Yeah. You just said that nobody's going to look at you as a man. So where are you? I guess you could be a they. But what, you don't feel like a they?
I'm not even talking about they. I'm not talking about like you're just gonna be an outcast. Like
yeah, you're just gonna be an outcast.
Like, I'm not even talking about pronouns or genders in that fashion. I'm just talking about an outcast.
So that's one person. So that's that person that feels like an outcast in society.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a place in society. And then you have another one who lingers on this definition, who says a man's supposed to provide and a man's supposed to protect. Yeah. But what happens when the majority of women you meet don't need you to provide or protect?
Majority, Chen?
You become an incel.
Majority
of women needs you to provide and protect.
Protect. Men are still stronger than women.
Yeah, but
so most women
call the police. Y'all both calling the police.
But most women that, if you was to ask them, like, what would they want their man to do if not provide? One that I've heard most often is like, protect me.
Yeah, but protect them from what?
Calling the police when your woman or when your partner's in danger, that's nuance. That's
What do you mean nuance?
That's like, oh, my girl is in danger, let me call the cops. That's nuance more than like most guys in my opinion will jump into action, but let me protect my woman. Even something as simple as walking down the street, let me walk on the outside of the curb just in case something happened to my woman, because my job as a man is to protect her from danger.
But it's performative, because if your girl, you let your girl walk down the street without you.
That doesn't mean she's walking on the curb, Chen.
Yeah, she's not walking on the curb now.
But I'm not saying if it's performative or not. I'm talking about that guy that you said that chooses to go against the rubber and things like that, and he becomes an outcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what normally happens? Like, guess what normally happens to people who decides to, you know what, I'm not gonna go with your definitions. They usually get peer pressure to come back into the fold.
Yeah.
And then that's usually what happens with everybody. They're like, you know what, I'm gonna choose to be different, and then you get teased or you get peer pressure for being different, and then you end up getting toxic, like basically the rest of all men and stuff like that at one point. So that's why I'm like, there's not a lot of independent. Put it like this: there's not, in my opinion, there's not a lot of people who are doing it independently to make that much of a change, to where they could be like, you know what, if there's danger, I'm just going to call the cops because I'm scared too.
But most people do. What do you mean? You think? Do you have a gun in your house? So what happens if you
cops, feds? Okay, Vlad TV.
You shouldn't. This is not to you, but to anybody. If you have a gun, you should get registered, and you should get registered as a legal license.
I have a question with that.
Yeah.
If you was to see a couple walking down the street or something like that,
yeah,
right, and you're taller than average,
yeah,
you get what I'm saying, and it's a guy and a woman walking down the street,
yeah,
and you go and you hit that woman.
Yeah.
What do you expect to happen?
I'm gonna fight the guy.
Because he's most likely going to try to protect his woman. Even if he's good at it or not good at it.
Yeah.
It's almost like his calling, to where if he's walking down the street with a woman, or especially his woman, he has to protect his woman.
Yeah.
So there's not like
but being honest, just being honest, not even arrogant. Maybe 30%, maybe 20% of guys could actually protect her, unless you have a gun. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but the average height of guys is like 5'9". Most guys can't lift 225. Most guys are not even healthy enough. So if I were to punch somebody, maybe 30% of guys could.
We're not going off of what is the best option.
But I'm saying you couldn't. I'm saying 70% of guys couldn't protect her. So this whole idea that you have to protect her, I mean, not even have, that you can protect her, is performative and illusion.
So you basically saying do not protect your girl? So basically what are you saying? You saying like if something to happen, just call the cops all the time? I'm
saying most women know that it's not, you can't do anything. I don't agree. You can't do anything.
I don't agree.
If a guy has a gun, what are you going to do?
But you talking about a guy with a gun. I just talk about the guy that's on the street.
Nobody is coming to a guy and punching your girl in front of you. You know why? Because society has made it possible for that guy to be scared of the repercussions
of him having a gun. I understand that.
Not only that, this police, every camera, every door around him has cameras.
I understand that.
And there's also 100 other people probably on the street calling to get you arrested.
I understand.
So I'm saying that even though you saying that a guy is supposed to protect a girl, society has made it possible for that protection to not be needed.
Chen, I understand what you're saying, and I understand what you are logically and technically saying what would happen. But let's not act like, for one, that if something was to happen, someone's going to call the cops, or that someone's going to see it, or that there's a camera that's going to see it. There is a lot of things that happen that is not reported and things like that. And let's not act like one of the things that a woman wants in a heterosexual relationship is a guy that she believes can protect her.
Yes. Okay, cool. And she wants a guy that she believes could provide for her. But most of these guys are not going to provide.
Don't say most. Please don't say like you can't say most because
the more women get educated, more
yes,
so
and they make it more than guys. I understand that.
So what are you talking about?
Why
can't I say most?
Because I don't think that's is most women in relationships.
That's what I'm saying. Why are they not why most women are not in relationships?
I don't think it has to do with because he couldn't provide and protect for me.
What do you think it is?
I can't say. I don't know. No, I can't say. All I know is every girl that I talk to.
Wait. But I'm saying that you said this is what we both agree on. The definition of being a man, right, is to provide and protect. That was the definition.
That's what we've been told.
Yes.
Ever since I've been born.
That's the definition of what it means to be a man.
Yes.
If most men can provide and protect, why are most women not getting with those men?
I can't say.
Okay.
I can't.
And my statement is or my argument is either, or I think it's both. Either that definition, women don't care for that definition anymore.
It could be other optics too, but go ahead.
Most women don't care for that definition no more. Either because one, man can't provide or protect, or they don't need the provide or protection anymore. Most women do still want that, the provide and protection. But if you make more money than me, how can I provide everything that you need? Even though you might want that. That's why women go for guys that make even more money, and guys that make even more money. It's like you making $200K a year, but you want a guy that makes $1 million a year. Why?
Let's make it more normal, but like I feel you.
$300K, $400K, $500K a year.
I was gonna say more normal in the sense of like he makes $50,000, you make $65,000, or you make $70,000.
Okay,
I'm not talking about the 1%.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like
That's
that
fair.
extravagant.
That's fair. So y'all making around the same amount.
Yeah.
That whole provider thing is like, it's now 50-50. So now, what do you provide?
Protection, and also a 2-income household.
What does that mean?
That means even though you make more than me, we make more together. And like,
but I'm saying that's not. But okay, let's get off of that.
Okay.
The same thing about protection. How many times are you protecting your girl?
It's not about when do I jump into. It's not about
your insurance.
No.
The scam.
No.
The scam.
It's not that every day I jump in the telephone booth and I come out in a Superman costume. But it's the insurance that if danger was to happen, that I will jump into action.
And hopefully you could. Hopefully you can.
If I don't, I probably won't have her. Because she would feel like there was a time I was in danger and you did not protect me.
And this is the sad truth about where men are right now. To the point where their value now is not only because most of history, if you didn't have a group of men with you, you wasn't protecting your family. That's why people travel in villages. It was just you and your family, and you just traveling.
You're dead.
That was a very dangerous thing. So how people moved back in the day, and I'm talking about 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago, you had a village, you had a tribe of warriors that protected the whole village, and hopefully together y'all could conquer anybody who tried to come against y'all.
Okay.
That's how most people move. As we move away from that type of system into the society that we live in now, we have became more sophisticated, where it's like you shouldn't have to have a group of buddies that you guys grew up with. Mm-hmm. Everybody should have that protection. That's why we came up with police. That's what we came up with military. That's why we came up with the FBI, the CIA. All these different agencies are now doing the protection for every individual.
Okay.
Cool. But we still, as men, feel like my job is to protect. Mm-hmm. But in reality, if something were to go down, I don't care if you agree with it or not. The fact is, most men can't protect their whole family. So that's number one.
100%.
Number two, this providing thing is that now when a woman is contributed, it's now like, am I providing for you or are we providing for each other? It's more of a partnership. So now men feel like, okay, what is my value? I could protect her. Well, if something were to go down, I hope not to go down. Well, I could seem like I'm protecting her, so I could feel valuable in that relationship.
Okay.
The second one is like, I need to provide. I need to do something. I need
to fix something or something like that. Yeah.
And now people are what I'm finding is men feel like they don't have a place in a lot of women's or in society.
In society, okay.
In society. And so now people are just doing these weird things where I need a submissive woman. I need to be a man. I need to know how to fight. I need to do this. Where it's like, bro, just live your life. Just live your life. And the thing is, if you know how to be a good human being, you can connect with anybody. You can connect with anybody. You don't need to provide and protect to be in a relationship with somebody. You don't do that with your mom. You don't do that with your dad.
I feel like, boy, you.
I don't care. I'm more super villain.
I know. I'm saying, I'm not even saying that you are being performative. I truly believe that you believe what you're saying.
I do.
I don't believe that you live out what you're saying, though.
I don't. But I'm saying that what works for me shouldn't work for you. Shouldn't work for you. Shouldn't work for you.
Okay.
Like how I live my life is how I want to live my life. Mm-hmm. There's certain things I subscribe to. There's certain things I don't subscribe to.
Okay.
As far as like what it means to be a man, as long as you're not hurting nobody, as long as you're not
you ain't putting your hands on a woman and stuff like that.
Not only that, as long as you're not abusive and you're not robbing people, or you doing, live your life. There's certain people in life who don't want kids. Are they terrible human beings? They married. They don't want kids.
Okay.
What's the point of being married? For me, it's to have kids, to raise a family.
For you to have
kids. That's what it's for me.
For me, yeah.
For them, it's just to be together.
To have someone be a witness of their life, basically.
And grow old together.
Yeah.
So I can't put what I believe how somebody should live their life on somebody else. As long as it works for them and they're not hurting nobody else, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this. If somebody wants to wear a dress, cool. Do you? I'm not gonna wear a dress.
Pink or do with
it. I'm manipulating your kids.
Okay.
Man. I wear pink hoodies all the time. But nah, like so that's separate. But I'm saying like there's more to being a man than just provide and protect. I think that's what I was trying to drive home. It's not, I don't think there's so many things. For example, I don't know how much I could talk about your stuff, but there's so many things that you do in your relationship.
Yeah.
That most men don't do.
Yeah, but I also do a lot of what most men subscribe to when it comes to like protecting, providing.
What do you mean protecting? Because you can't say I'm there just in case. You gotta actually show that I did this to protect her.
Well, until sometimes just a presence is enough. Now, granted,
you make her feel safe.
I make her feel safe, and as far as she believes that unless I'm proven otherwise.
So what happens if something goes down?
If she was in danger, she will call me.
So what happens if something goes down? And you failed to protect her?
Did I fail?
Have you failed as a man?
Did I fail fighting or did I fail by running? Cause depending how you fail matters.
Say you failed fighting.
If I fail fighting, then I will be viewed as honorable.
Okay.
Even though
you failed.
Even though the logic is you see it as a passive fail, but there's nuance in passive fail. Listen here, if I have to fight, granted, if I have to fight 3 guys off my girl, right? Mm-hmm. I know logically I can't beat 3 guys bigger than me, and I'm 6'1". You get what I'm saying? That's logic, right? But in that moment, even though as toxic it may be, men are taught you lay down your life for your woman. Now you like, I ain't doing that. But that's not, but...
I won't say that.
Okay, well, let me not put words in your mouth then. But it's like, if my woman in danger, or like in that type of danger, it's like, okay, I'm willing to risk my life for that. And even though I agree that we shouldn't be defined only by that definition, I'm not gonna act like that's not a definition. I'm not gonna act like that's not one of my callings to being a man for my woman, or just being a man in general.
That's a calling for anything that you love, anybody that you love.
Okay.
I don't think that's a man thing.
I don't
if my wife don't protect my kids when I'm not around.
But I don't put that obligation on her to do that for me.
But you saying she put that obligation on you?
No, I'm saying that no, she didn't. But society makes me feel that way.
Okay, I'm talking about that's something that I subscribe to everybody. I'm gonna look at your girl different. If you get into a fight and she runs away,
why?
She's not gonna call for help. She's not gonna call police.
But
she's not gonna do anything.
She could call police. But for one, she runs away. But you talk like she runs away and just disappear and like we don't hear from her again.
And she shows up.
Dude, you want her to throw a punch?
She should call the police. She should call for help. She shouldn't just run and leave you. If you getting beat up in the street and she's somewhere else, that's your girl.
What do you want her to do?
Call police. Knock on doors. Yell. Say help.
Okay.
Wait, am I tripping for this?
I don't think you're tripping, but like,
wait, am I tripping? wait, you would be like, oh yeah, I'm glad that she got away and she ran away.
To me, I'm thinking like she's in danger. As long as she's out of danger, whatever happened, like I already accepted my fate as a man. Like it just is what it is.
And this is why men are.
This is why men
are where we at. No, you should feel like if you with somebody. Okay, I don't know. I don't know where to go now.
Did I take you on a spin? I didn't mean to.
Because I'm thinking to myself, if you love somebody, you don't want nothing to happen to them.
Of course,
and you're going to do everything in your power to help them.
But things happen.
What do you mean?
Like,
or is that what you're going to say if you fail to protect your girl?
No, I'm saying like things happen. Like, of course, like we love each other and things like that. But let's say altercation may happen. There's bad people in the world that want to do bad things to other people. So if I encounter that, I don't want nothing bad to happen to her.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm hoping she's knocking on some doors right now. I'm thinking what I thought initially when I first got in the fight, that as long as she good, as long as their focus is not on her.
Let's say you make it out and you find out she ain't call for help.
I'll be like, good. Because for one,
she didn't call police, she didn't call for help, nothing.
That's why I say, like, I understand, and we go get back to this point. I understand your whole like warrior example of like how you had a tribe and now we got the police and now we got the CIA and stuff like that. Don't act like black people trust the police. Like there is a lot of small points in
people say they don't trust the police, but people still call police.
I understand, but let's not act like. I'm not gonna say let's not act like. I'm not gonna act like I'm gonna call police whenever there's danger immediately for me. That's not my first result.
If there's a robbery happening to your house, you're not calling police.
Robbery? Am I in the house?
Somebody comes into your house.
If somebody comes into my house, I'm fighting the guy.
Okay.
I'm fighting the guy. And listen, we had a discussion because I said, what if Big Bird was to come into my house? I said, oh, you gonna help me fight Big Bird? You said no.
Yeah, I'm not fighting
Big Bird. And you said because you said you don't know.
But if two burglars come into your house, you fight them.
Yes, I have to because my girl's in the house.
Okay.
And for me, I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to fight for my life.
Okay.
I just feel like I have to.
So what happens if they shoot you and now your girl's by herself?
I listen. Hopefully she get my name tattooed on her and just remember that I died a G. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. but the thing is, and this is I don't want to get too deep because people say, oh yeah, I died fighting for my girl, but now your girl's unprotected because you died fighting for your girl. Instead of doing the smart thing as in like, shh, quiet, I'm gonna call the police, blah blah blah. Think through it instead of just running in there. Don't know if there's 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys, run there, try protecting, and then you get shot. Cause ain't nobody robbing a house.
I didn't know. I didn't know you were James Bond. Where in the moment you could be like, shh, under the bed. I'm gonna call the cops. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like, shh,
bruh,
what's that?
If I'm in, come. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If I'm laying down in the room and she hear that door open, she's gonna scream. She gonna let them know we in the house first of all. So now I gotta fight. There ain't no shush, cause she heard a bang, so she's gonna scream. Oh, I'm talking about my lady. You get what I'm saying? So it's like people want to believe that they're with someone that will protect them.
Okay.
Even if it's verbally, even if it's physical. Listen, a lot of things don't get physical, but some things get verbal more than physical. To where, let's say, if me and my girl walking through a party or something like that, and like some guy grabs my girl, or some guy disrespects my girl by groping her or something like that, she wants to believe that I won't let someone just grope her. Mm-hmm. It's my calling to answer that call. To be like, yo, to check him, be like, don't touch my girl and stuff like that.
You believe in what Will Smith did? Like, will you do that? Like not in public, but it could be in private. But will you put hands on Chris Rock eventually?
On Chris Rock?
Let's say you was Will Smith.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, like, why am I hitting Chris Rock? You say if
If you made that joke and you saw your girl look the way she is, knowing that she had alopecia and everything, are you putting hands on Chris Rock?
I would have pulled him aside privately.
What do you mean?
And talked to him and checked him about it.
But you already checked him before.
What do you mean?
That's the story that you checked him when Jay was boycotting.
Yeah, I don't care about the nuance, the things about the small points. You asked me what I would have done. That's what I would have done.
Even if you checked him before.
Even if I checked him before, I'm saying, okay, so you're saying...
Say this is the second time you check him.
The second time, what I would have hit him, I probably wouldn't have hit him. No, I probably wouldn't have hit him.
Okay. Just
because my girl's not in danger, Chin. Like.
So you only hit somebody they're in danger.
What don't you... I said to protect mean danger.
No, but people view what Will Smith did as protection.
Well, I'm not talking... That's what happens when there's too much extreme on the other way. Like, you know what? That's my woman. I'm going to do everything for my woman. So if she even look like she looks sad, I'm going to do something for her. No, protect from danger. Real danger.
Okay.
Objective danger. I'm not talking about, like, your feelings are hurt and things like that. Like your feelings is not in danger.
Okay.
Compared to, like, you being physical harm. But there is some masculine things that I just ascribe to that I just feel like I won't give up. I just won't give up because it's like, it's too... I'm 31. It's too embedded in my identity now. It's too much of who I am and things like that. Maybe not so much of, like, there's nuance in provider and things like that. But
there's nuance in everything.
There's nuance in everything, but only if you allow it to be. Only if you allow it to be. Because if you with someone that won't allow you to have that nuance, there won't be nuance.
What do you mean?
Like, if
why are you with that person if you
don't? Because if you already believe that you have to provide and that there's nobody on the other side to preach nuance to you, but they just there to enforce that you're supposed to provide, then you never go see the nuance in providing. For example, if you already feel the burden, as most men feel, oh, I need to provide for my household and things like that.
You think most men feel that?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
And if there's no one to say, hey, I don't care about the money you make. We are partners in this. I don't only measure you by how much money you make or how much money you don't make. Like, I love you and I cherish you. You are important in the family. If you don't have a partner who can bring that nuance, but you have a partner that enforce that toxic thing that you believe, like, you're supposed to provide. You know what? You need to get another job. Then, like, that's how men end up being extreme the other way, of being extreme in their masculinity.
But I think if that's the case, then y'all in the perfect match in heaven. You believe in this, she believes in this.
But
y'all should both believe.
But as you see, it won't always lead that way, because if it's proven that one of the toxic things in like a masculine trait is proven, then he's gonna go through all the things. Okay, then you need to submit to me. Okay, then you need to do this, then you need to do this, and you need to do this. So that's why I'm like, I believe in the nuance, but I don't think a lot of people live by the nuance, in my opinion.
Wait, sorry.
Like, I believe in nuance, like nuance itself. I believe that there should be a conversation. I don't believe that you should come in with a tribalism, I don't believe you should come with a tribalism mindset to where it's like, you know what? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this because I feel like as a man I should do this.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. Huh?
I'm just agree.
Besides saying, like, what do you need me to do? Or what do you expect me to do? That's nuance. But not a lot of people do that. But I believe in that. But a lot of things in my life personally, I don't do that. Like, I never asked my girl of 6 years, do you really expect me to provide for you? I mean, not provide, protect you? Or to provide? Do I need to be the leader of the household? Can I be secondhand and you be the leader? That's nuance. I don't know nobody who lives by that. Who's actually that open in communication, be like, you know what? I'm not really a good leader. Why don't you lead?
But how do you know you're not a good leader? I don't even know what that means.
But it don't even matter. I don't even know that. I don't even know if I'm a good leader. I just know that I'm the leader.
But that's impossible. You can't be a leader of everything. There's going to be certain things that your girl's in charge of.
I understand that.
Like, I don't even know what this leader, like this, and this is the problem I have with today's.
But let's not act like that's not what we haven't heard throughout our lives, though. That's
that
what
man leads a household.
Exactly.
Yeah, but most of these households are led by women. They pick up the kids. They work. They
don't see that as leading, though.
So what do they mean by leading? A lot of these guys are saying, don't get married. I'm like, why not?
We see that as delegating, as in like
you're in prison. I'm
okay.
like, what the heck?
like men.
No. It's like, nigga, you ain't get out.
Men see that as delegating, like as in like go pick up my kids, go take care of the house. They don't see that as like women doing it. They don't see that as a leadership role.
Okay.
You are very nuanced. I learned something new about you today.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by nuance.
Like, you're very open.
I'm not very open. I just understand that people live different lives. And this whole idea of protection is fake. Most of these guys can't protect their girl.
I think you just on protection, but it all falls
but it's only two of them.
A masculinity.
We already said that providing is destroyed. Women are making more than men in a lot of areas.
Are women getting married more today than before? No, they're not. So yes, they're making more money, but they're not getting married. like.
Okay, that was a left field point. What did it have to do with anything?
Because you're saying like, okay, they are not providing. The men are not providers. They may be providers to women who are not making as much money. The women that are making a lot more money are not in relationships.
But a lot of men are not making in relationships either. So this whole idea that only women are not in relationships. I mean, if a woman is not in a relationship, that means a guy's not in a relationship, right?
I don't know.
so nobody. And that's the thing. It's not there's going to be things that your girl is better at. And then she should probably take the role, leadership in that. There's going to be things that you're better at. You should take the leadership in that. What I believe, though, is that if you have certain things that you subscribe to as a man, then make sure that the person that you with either conforms or also believes in the things that you subscribe to as a man. And if you have certain things that you subscribe to as a woman, make sure the person that you pick is the same way. I don't know this whole like all men need to be masculine this way. Why?
I don't know. I just feel like based on how we grew up, they say, hey, most men want a feminine woman and most women want a masculine man. I just took it as, now this may be as simple-minded, I just took it as, oh, women want a man with muscles who is strong, and a man wants a woman who is like soft and gentle. Mm-hmm. I ain't take it as like, what does it mean to be really feminine? I ain't think that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think like, oh, okay, I want a girl who like to play with dolls, you know, growing up. I ain't think of it like, oh, what does it mean to be a woman? Does it mean to submit? No. Does it mean to not submit? No, I'm still a woman. I ain't think that deep. And I really don't think a lot of people think that deep.
You think your woman should submit?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
But it's not no like, should she submit? I'm talking about my relationship. She submit because I'm just strong. Okay. We arm wrestle every day.
You're a funny guy.
I mean, you asked me a question. I was like, yeah.
I didn't think you were going. I was just joking. I was trolling.
Nope.
Okay. I mean, look.
But like, I'm not one of those weirdos that like, oh, I need my I never like. My girl submits to me, but I never one day asked her to submit to me. I think it's weird to ask somebody to submit to you. That like defeats the whole purpose of the word submission.
Yeah, I mean, look.
It's like it makes no sense. It's just like, it's like, to your point. Some things I'm just better at. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
she just follows because it benefits her. It benefits me. You get what I'm saying? It benefits both of us as a couple in a relationship. Some things, one thing that I told you off camera, I said like, yo, I think I'm going to start this idea that like she came up with and things like that. Like, part of being a leader is listening to people. When she speaks, I got to listen and at least take in like, does this make sense? Okay, let's try it. You get what I'm saying? Because eventually, like, the part of being a leader, in my opinion, I always like this definition. If you ain't got no followers, you're not a leader. Because who are you leading? And the followers got a choice of who they want to follow. So that's why I'm like, she can choose if she don't want to be with me. So I'm like, for 6 years, I've been doing good.
6 years is a long time.
I'm like,
just choose not to be with somebody. So I don't know.
I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, I think, just knowing you're a great guy. Like, I don't think that has to do with you being a man. That's just you being who you are as a person. And this is the thing. Like, everybody wants to be a man. I want to treat me like a man. Be a good person. Be a good, confident, Whatever you think makes a good person, be that. You know, this whole idea of like, I need to be a man. No, you need to be a good person. She needs to be a good person. If she's a good person, y'all could coexist in some manner. Mm-hmm. Like this whole thing of like
masculinity.
She needs to treat me like a man. I want me a submissive woman. I want this. I want that. Hey, yo, doesn't really matter. Like me, I don't really do social media. So if my girl's too much in social media, that's not for me. That's what I don't like. I don't like that. So am I going to pursue somebody that doesn't? No. Does that mean that people who do that are not women? No. It just means that's not for me. I don't subscribe to that. So figure out what you subscribe to and what you don't subscribe to. Don't listen to all these people that said, you need a submissive woman, somebody that listens. Because most of these people, they get one of those, they cheat on them anyways. They find out that they don't love the person, and then 20 years later, they get somebody younger. Like, so what was the whole point? Again, this submissive woman that been in the house cleaning and cooking for all these years, and then you just throw her to the side. I mean, this is like rich people.
I'm about to say, like, this is very rich people problem.
But you got people who got those, and they hate those wives still. They have terrible marriages. They never come home. They don't really speak about anything because all they wanted was a submissive woman. It's like, it's more to depth. And I think what men are finding is that they need to dig deeper and build deeper into their lives. You can't just provide and protect. You have to talk to your girl. You have to communicate. You have to be open. You have to share dreams and aspirations.
And that's masculinity.
And provide. No, that's just being a good person. No, okay. I mean, it might not be a good person to you, but you know, let's see who's happy at the end of the day. I think that's how I live my life. What do I think would bring the most happiness in my life? What certain things that I need to do in my life? What are the people that I need to surround myself? What's the type of wife that I need to bring the most happiness in my life? And I think a lot of people don't think like that. I think a lot of people just think, I need this. And
what is the trend?
Whether it's a trend, whether it's somebody else's definition, but they don't really do the work to dig into what they need for their own personal needs. And because they don't, they just listen to everybody else. And the thing is, one thing I don't understand why we don't agree on this, and maybe we do, is that you're so much into like, oh, I know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. Mm-hmm. This works for me. This doesn't work for me.
But that's masculine, though.
That's not masculine.
People would say that's masculine. The fact that like I won't be peer pressured into something. People would say that's masculine.
But who cares what people? But I'm saying, who cares?
But
whoa. Why do you even say? Wait. Go ahead. Why are you even bringing out what other people are saying?
My whole thing is My thing is I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. My whole thing is I don't know if I came with that on my own, or I don't know if I was. I basically did what I saw my father do, basically. And to me, my father was the strongest man I've ever seen. So to him, he was never peer pressure. He only being part of being a man and being a grown up. Rather, if we want to broaden it out, being a grown up is you do what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? But people would say that that's masculine. That he do what he want to do. He walks to the beat of his own drum. That's a man, and things like that. He ain't following the crowd. That's a man. Be a man. Walk in your own shoes. Even though we may not want to say that's masculine, guess what? In society, some would say that's very masculine of you.
Some would say, and that's key. Some would say. Some others don't even. They just say, if you provide and protect, doesn't matter. You could follow somebody else, blah blah blah. As long as you provide and protect, that's being a man. So it's like all these definitions don't matter. What works for you? Which is not falling into peer pressure. That works for you. Some people like, you know what? I like being part of the trend. I like doing this. That works for them.
Of course.
And their wives love it. They love that the guy got all the Jordans, because that's for them. That's what being a man is. Wearing sneakers. Well, they love that the guy knows, does all the stuff that is trendy, because they like somebody who's as fashionable as them. That's what to them. That's the type of man they like. To me, I don't think that brings happiness, so I'm not going to subscribe to that. Mm-hmm. That's not what I like. I don't like trends. I don't like design, because I don't think that brings happiness. And so I think what most people need to focus on, instead of worrying about if this man's wearing pink, or this man's chesticles are out, or this man got boot pants. Boot pants is still wild. I don't care how
it works. It works for the photo shoot, because most of the times the photo shoot is not to be worn to the 7-Eleven.
But even still, if that doesn't that is not that has nothing to do with nothing.
That has nothing to do with masculinity at all.
Masculinity is a sham.
Boy, I was waiting for it.
It's a sham.
Fake. It's fake. Go ahead and say it.
It's a sham. Because most of these people don't live by it. Even the most masculine people you talk to, they don't live by it. You talk to them,
true.
They're so insecure. Most of these masculine people are the most insecure people. They're jealous. They shake. It's like, why are you talking to that man? If you felt that strong about it, leave her.
Do you know what they asked? Because ever since this thing came out, every press interview they asked Jonathan Majors, like, what is his definition of masculinity?
That's so annoying.
And he says, like, he basically just ascribed to basically like, I like what I like, I do what I want. He didn't give like a definition. He kept it personal to where this is what I like to do.
Yeah.
And I don't really care what nobody think.
Yeah.
And even though as it's kind of crazy, as much as he's not ascribing to like the toxic sham and things like that, people say, now that's masculinity because he don't care. And he walking to the beat of his own drum. He's very masculine.
I'm not going to say names, but somebody told me a story recently about their husband, their ex-husband. And she was saying, like, when we was younger, I used to, I was away for a while. And I used to talk about this guy that I saw, this sexy guy that I saw on campus. And I would tell my man at the time. And he was just listening. Like, is that right? Blah, blah, blah. And, just listen. Never screamed, never yelled at her, never did anything. And she said somehow the man would just do this voodoo smooth talking thing. And by the time you know it, he's like, I'm thinking about coming over, in the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks. How's your plan? And she said by that time, she forgot all about the guy that she just told this man. And all she was worried about was when she was going to see him. And she said, that used to get me all the time. I never knew how he did it, but he used to just do it. Like, he never screamed, never yelled. And even the fact that he never screamed and yelled or got jealous or anything was the most sexiest thing in the world. And so and I tell that story to say what a woman might find attracted to about you might be what other guys are saying, oh, that's a weak man. Because most men would say, oh, you need to check her when she talks about other men. But she found that super attractive. The fact that he never cracked, he never got emotional about it. He was like, I ain't worried about that guy. I ain't worried about who was that guy. Yeah, you young, you in college right now. You just talking. Don't worry, I'm coming over. Don't worry. And so the thing is like, don't ever change yourself for some other guy's definition of what it means to be masculine. If you're a weak, fragile guy, and you feel uncomfortable about being a weak, fragile guy, all right, yeah, work on yourself. Okay. If you don't, live your life. Don't let nobody tell you have to protect. You have to. Hey, right. Just live your life and find somebody who could complement your life.
I like that. Anything else on this fake? On this masculinity is a sham. It's fake. It's propaganda. It's all these things and.
Now, I do believe.
Oh boy.
Hypocrite time.
I'm about to be.
Hypocrite time.
You believe in gender roles?
No.
Okay.
I do believe. This is for me personally.
For you, Moses.
Because I know how this is gonna go. People gonna be like, this guy don't care. I do believe you should give your life for your girl. But I also believe that for your guys. I believe that for your kids. I believe that for your family, your mom, your parents.
You are not giving up your life for me, bro.
If there's a gun pointed at you,
you go jump in front of the bullet?
I'm not jumping in front of the bullet, but I'm doing something. I might get shot as well. Like, that's going to be wild. You get shot. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I hold him in his arms.
Why don't you bang on the doors and call 911?
Not irrational. I'm not rational enough.
Oh, okay.
I'm too irrational.
But you expect her to be rational in the point when danger is right there, when you getting jumped.
Yeah, I mean, if you ran away, you should do something. Like, if I'm running away, I better.
She's running away because she's scared, man. That's what people do.
Completely forgot about you. Completely forgot about her, the love of her life.
She was like, I'm really on a roll right now.
Like, damn.
I'm fast.
That's the fastest I ran. Why am I even running? Damn.
Let's hear it.
Oh, I could go see how my man doing.
Okay, no, I don't think that's what happens, but I feel you.
I mean, if you ask Bliss, she probably gonna say, "Yeah, I'm gonna call for help." Oh, can I say her name?
Yeah, it don't matter. I do that. I'm okay, if I want to, but
my bad.
But she definitely not fighting, for sure.
Yeah, she don't have to fight.
She ain't fighting, so
that's not her thing. But you know, there's certain women that would,
for sure.
There's certain women that will look at other women like,
why didn't you fight with your man?
Yeah. So this whole thing, that's what I'm saying. This whole thing is a scam. Okay. There's women that say, if you love your man as a woman, you should fight for your man. There's other women that say, hey, I don't do the fighting.
I do the cooking.
Okay. Yo.
I do the submitting. I don't do the fighting, you know.
I do the finances. Okay. I do the taxes. You know, that's
shout out to Women Month this month, man.
Yeah, shout out to women, man.
And things like that. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode on masculinity. Hopefully we finally got something. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, Jay.
Hey, man. But no, I just want to say, you know, for me, I do believe in protecting. I do believe in providing. I just think there's more ways to protect and provide. You know, there's this. No. Hey, yo, I do. I do. I think you should provide not just financially,
my man
but
said
emotionally.
Provide. This man said provide emotionally, just to try to get off the burden of financially, because you know the hardest thing is the financial part.
Is it?
I think for some people, I think emotionally seem like it's hard, but really in reality it's not hard. Just open your mouth and talk, bro.
Yo, that's hard. Stop it. Just
open your mouth and talk, bro.
I would be with you if it was 2 years ago in a relationship, man, bro. That's hard. Bro.
That they hard, bro.
Yo, you got too much ego. Especially if you feel.
Where that ego come from? Is that masculinity? Ego?
Oh, it's society. They put all these ideas in my head that I got, you know. But no, I think you know, I do believe in providing and protecting.
Mm-hmm. That's facts, though.
But I do not agree that it's only a man's job. I think there's
whoever's the strongest.
Because you know, there's somebody who, I don't know much time we have.
You good?
Okay. There was somebody who's talking about how like Jada should have protected Will in that moment.
Like basically telling him like to stop,
chill,
don't do that,
or relax, or even be like.
Now I don't know if this is sexist, but I would have been like,
he a grown man.
He a grown man.
That's what I said.
I was like, that's a grown man. I don't put it on her to like control him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like, that's a grown man. But you know, there's people, and this is a woman who said it. It's like people who said you should protect your man from himself. Because there's some, especially if he's the one that's quote unquote providing and protecting. There's certain things or certain places that you're not doing the actual protecting or explicitly protecting your man, but it's like you are making sure he's not working too much, or you making sure that he's also enjoying life. Because there's certain guys that all they do is work, right?
So like just planning a vacation, just so he can.
We gotta get out. This is not healthy. Like
basically got the temperature of the house. Like basically
and that's how they protect. And the provider is making sure the house is good. Blah blah blah. Like this is not my view. These are just views of other women that I talk to. But it's a form of providing. So when I say provide and protect, I think
you're not only talking about a paycheck.
I'm not talking paycheck, and I think a lot of guys are finding it hard to move in these other areas of providing. I asked you this. I keep bringing this up, but I asked you this: if you didn't have a job, and your girl would bring in the money, is the house going to be clean? Both of us agree, yes. If my girl is going to work and coming home, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm making sure. Because as a man, as a person, as a human being in a relationship with somebody else,
I don't want that check to stop.
That too.
I want you to stay here.
I don't need to get kicked out of my own house.
And also, it kind of hides the fact that I ain't got no job.
But it's just the fact of, okay, you doing this, I'm doing this. Now I'm gonna still look for a job. But there's other avenues of providing. I think a lot of times most guys, they get into this idea of I only need to provide financially. When they can't provide financially, they get depressed and they don't provide anything. I'm like,
I mean, it's all, truth be told, we were just to get to the root of it. This probably be part 2. It's just all about control.
Power.
That's all. That's all. You know me. It always go back to power. It's always go back to power. The man want to provide and want to make the most money because he want to be able to say, "Hey," because guess what? This is a secret. Men want to make substantially more than you. They just don't want to make $10,000 more than you.
I used to think that, but
if you make $50,000, he want to make 100. He want to make it feel like you need him and things like that because it's all about power.
But what kind of happiness is that if you feel like your girl needs you?
Do you think men are happy out here? Most men ain't happy out here.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying like,
I'm not telling you that it's right. I'm just telling you what it is.
Okay, you saying what it is?
Like it's just all a power play.
Yeah, that's why guys are not happy, man.
Both people fighting for power now.
You think so?
For sure.
I think most.
But I feel like women are fighting it, defending themselves. I don't think they like the attackers. I think.
Okay.
I think look,
it's like I'm not gonna get myself played.
It's like, look, if you just would have like cleaned the house or something like that, or if you would have provided in other ways, I wouldn't like throw it in your face that I make more money than you, or that I wouldn't try to son you or things like that. And these are the extreme cases.
Yeah.
But if you are contributing to your partner's life, male or female, and you're a plus in their life, it's hard for them to see you as like, oh, you're not doing something. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, even though it's both a fight for power, if men was chill and cool, like women wouldn't feel the need to like, you know what I mean, be like, you know what, let me get my own insurance policy. Let me stay in school until I'm 40, until I'm 41 years old. Yeah. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care if men are intimidated by how much money I make. I'm going to make this money because y'all ain't gonna have me out here out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm like, yo, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey man.
We probably need a part 2. We probably do a part 2 eventually. I would love to have a part 2 with a guest. Definitely a guest. Not a woman. I want to talk to a guy on this.
Okay.
On masculinity.
We should get old school.
Yeah, I want to make this a series. I want to talk to the old men. I want to talk to the young men. I want to talk to the teenagers. And then I want to switch it over and then talk to the women. Like, what do you think masculinity is? What do you think a masculine man is? And watch it just go be. Because truth be told, listen, if you know what I said. I don't know if I said this on camera or I said this off camera. But if it was cool to be open and like emotional as a guy, guys would be emotional.
Yeah, I think it's not. Yeah,
it's still even though it's turning, it's still not the norm.
It's like a fetish.
Yeah.
It's like a fetish.
But
it's like, yeah, be open, and then you be open all the time. It's like, whoa.
It's like, wait a minute. I only wanted to
I don't like this.
I only wanted to do that in the hotel room. I ain't want to do that at home. You know what I'm saying?
Like one tear is sexy.
Yeah.
All of this,
your face weight.
That is not sexy.
Oh man, but hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode, man. Hopefully we ain't scream too much. I don't feel like we scream too much and things like that. Truth be told, this actually helping our debates off camera and stuff like that. Even though we don't talk really that much off camera, but I feel like based on how we used to have debates on the phone, I feel like maybe because we're older, this was definitely we didn't talk over each other and things like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, you was passionate today.
That Chris Rock got me going.
Yo, I was surprised.
Man, y'all be good, man. Blessings.